Hello, due to the demand, I decided to set the World War II Old Time Radio post public on our Patreon page, World War II on the Air and in Print. That means anybody can listen to them who has downloaded the app into their device or set up an account to that platform. You can see what the icon looks like if you are watching this video. It is very similar to what you have here on YouTube. All I ask in return is that you become a free Patreon. That's exactly right, free. That is the same thing as subscribing to a YouTube channel. The World War II radio posts are going to be put up every morning at 8 a.m. Chicago time. The biggest perk to being a free Patreon is that you will get notified when a new World War II offering is put out. Another nice feature is that you will be able to download the radio offerings if you'd like to keep them. That's only the World War II radio offerings if you're a free Patreon. If you're listening to them public, you will not be able to download them. You'll just be able to listen to them. Now, if you decide to choose the premium tier for $5 a month, you will get to read the newspaper while listening to these programs. I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit. Also in the premium tier is access to out-of-era radio programs we may put up. For example, we put up some of our earlier uploads from YouTube in 2018. Yes, we kept the audio. In fact, I didn't realize I kept it at first, but I was going through my archives and I did keep some of the audio from those earlier programs. This one happens to be a recreation of the broadcast evening of July 3rd, 1947. The final show in that upload is a Lowell Thomas newscast. Along with the regular post-war news is the story of the flying saucers, or flying discs, as they were known in 1947. Every once in a while, I will post radio air checks from the golden era of the disc jockey, and those get to be unedited, which is a really cool thing. If you love oldies music and want to hear it the way it was originally presented, choose the premium tier. Keep in mind, those will only be once in a while, especially now since I'm working on our Christmas Advent calendar. A year a day beginning in 1930, a couple days back, and ending at 2021 on Christmas Day. After we reach 1938 or so, there are several hours of Christmas programming. The early years, there isn't too much. It is a great way to keep track of how much time you have to buy those gifts and prep for the family coming over to visit or for you going to visit them. It's also interesting to see the changes that took place in media and society. Now let me share a screen video of showing what you get on Patreon. All right, let me show you here what you get on my Patreon page. As you can see there, that is the homepage for the page, and that is the video that's the audio post I was telling you about, July 3rd, 1947, and that's for the premium tier patrons.
Very common.
And as you can see,
the West and the East.
I'm sorry, it's playing right
Bevin
now.
and Vito emphasized the cleavage in their own fashion, taking prompt action on the Marshall Plan and leaving Soviet Russia out. They had
and that's what you get on that. And this is, you can see that's from one of the earliest videos. You have there our Christmas, that's one of our Christmas videos, and I'm posting the front page to the Chicago Tribune along with the Christmas old-time radio posts as we go year by year on our Advent calendar. That one just happens to be 1933. That's what we are up to right now. And there you go, September 26, 1941. That is what you get on the basic tier. You can see to the right is the little download icon.
The transcription feature, Superman.
That was a little bit of Superman right there. And there's the newspaper if you want to read the newspaper. Now you can click on it. We will click on it in a second. There's Nazis in Leningrad suburbs. We will be clicking on that. If you want to watch, there's the weather. There are many, many articles in this. Now, you're probably saying, well, that's kind of small. See, you can zoom in on it so you can read it a lot easier. And see, you just scroll up, and you'll be able to read that. And it's pretty clear. It comes out nicely in most cases. Once in a while, the newspaper archives are a little bit blurry. as you can see on one of the lines on that. But for the most part, it's pretty good reading, and you get a lot of history in this. It's just some great stuff. If you choose the premium tier, I think you will really enjoy it and find it worth it. On average, there's about 85, 90 stories per day, and that's about all they let me upload. It's a certain amount of megabytes that you are allowed per visual post, and that's really, you can see there's a pretty good variety of stories here in here. Not only the big historic stories, it's just I try to put as much of a variety of stories in here as possible to give you a really good idea of what it was like to live back in 1941. It's a great sociological study as well, which is really, really cool. And I did put sports in here, of course, so we are going to be following the World Series this week. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you're going to find this a very fascinating tier if you decide to choose it for $5 a month. So please consider checking us out on Patreon. You'll still get, if just for free, and you'll get the free old time radio as we recreate the radio schedules. Right now we are in 1941-42, which is going to be a very fascinating time. So definitely check out our radio schedules there. So until next time, good night, God bless, and I hope to have you guys come over to Patreon and become a patron and help us get our numbers up, please.